Aloha, my little adorable sea monkey. How you doing today? Good. I'm glad you're here. Very happy you're here because we're going to be reading some Am I the... Let's get into it. My wife thinks we're soulmates. I think I settled. I don't like this much, but let's read it anyway. We've been together for 9 years, married for 6. She is kind, loyal, sweet, smart. She loves me deeply, and she believes we were destined to meet. I treat her well. I've never cheated. We laugh together. On paper, we're perfect. Oh, I'm scared. I just want it to end there. Can it just end there? But if I'm being honest, I've never been in love with her. Never? Oh, no wonder this person's on Am I the Devil. What a bastard. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. I cared about her, yes, but I was heartbroken when we met. She came into my life when I needed stability and comfort, and I mistook that for love. I kept thinking it would grow. It never did. Now we're in our 30s. We talk about kids. She looks at me like I'm the best thing that ever happened to her, and I feel like a fraud. Stop wasting her time. Leave. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to blow up both our lives, but every night I lie awake feeling like I stole the future of someone who could have had real epic love, and I don't think I'll ever forgive myself for it. Get out then! You're making it so much worse. You are rubbing literal dirt in the wound right now. My lord, quicker you get out, the better it'll be for her. She's in her 30s. It's not like she's 90, dude. She's gonna be all right. She's gonna find somebody that actually loves her. And it's okay that you don't love her. That's fine. But to stay with someone for that long, just knowing that you're never gonna be capable of giving that love is not okay. And I get it, I get it. It's hard to, if you're with a friend, a really good friend, it's hard to break that off. You don't want to hurt their feelings, but you're just making it worse. There's no point in waiting it out. But you're in your 30s, you're an adult. This is like some early 20s nonsense that's happening right now. Let's see what the comment said. Unfortunately, now even if he divorces her and someone comes along who actually would love her, she will be too paranoid to believe it. Messed up people out there just created more messed up people, and the cycle continues. I mean, I hope that's not the case. I hope when you do divorce this person, because you don't deserve this person, they need to go do their thing, that you explain everything that's happening. But I mean, it'll probably still mess with her. I mean, I know it would me, we all have baggage from previous stuff, but oh my gosh. I cannot understand him. He acts like this has all just happened to him. He met her and he needed stability, but 3 years later, he married her. Dude, if you didn't love her, why the did you propose? Yeah, that's also so contradictory. It doesn't make any sense. He knew what his feelings were and he proposed and married her anyway. That's him making this mess. Yeah, it sounds like he quite literally settled with somebody that was lovable, nice, loyal, all these things, but just wasn't quite there, but just thought, well, might as well. Gotta love these milk toast men. What is that? I like that word. I gotta look that up. I probably pronounced it wrong. Who have been bouncing through life relying on the love and labor of a woman he hates. Because frankly, he lacks initiative. This passive, cranky little diatribe is the unhinged wail of the fucking loser who can't conceive of doing. Who is this? Stephen King writing? Who is writing this comment? I love it. You need to divorce her. She needs to move on. She needs to live her life, okay? And so do you. Next. Is my 30 male girlfriend, 27, I'm assuming female, but I'm not gonna assume, selfish for not letting me sleep with a girl I met during an open phase? Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and say she's not selfish, but we'll see. 6 months ago, I brought up the idea of trying an open relationship with my girlfriend. We'd been together for 3 years, and while I loved her deeply, part of me felt like I'd missed out on something sexually, since she was my first and only girlfriend. Well, she had many exes. I didn't want to wake up one day at 45 and have regrets. She was shaken and asked me if I was unhappy with her. I said no, that I loved her, that it wasn't about us. I gave her every reassurance I could think of. After a week of long conversations, hesitation, she said she was open to trying it with rules. 6 months only, no catching feelings, no mutual friends, protection always, and no lying. She seemed a bit reluctant, but said she'd accept it if we absolutely respected those rules. I was excited and grateful that she agreed. Okay, I mean, we're all consenting adults here so far, whatever, you know. At first, nothing really happened. She went out with her normal life. I was swiping, chatting, getting nowhere. Then one Friday night, she told me she was going out with some friends from work. She came back late, like 1 a.m. The next day, she told me she hooked up with a guy she met through a coworker, saying it just happened. She said it felt strange, but okay. I tried to act cool, supportive even, as I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable and end it prematurely. This is all just sounding like that movie, what's it called? Hall Pass? Where like the guys get the hall pass, but they can't get anybody because life doesn't usually work like that for guys as much, I guess, as like women just going out and being like, hey, wanna do that, you know? The next week, she was already seeing someone from her gym. She wasn't secretive about it. She told me when and where'd she go. I tried harder using all the dating apps, going to bars, even signed up for the salsa classes. Oh my gosh, this guy's trying. This is literally Hall Pass the movie. What is happening? But I just didn't click with anyone. I had a few dates, but none went anywhere. No sexuals, nothing. Meanwhile, she met more guys, coming back later more often. I figured she was on Tinder too, as I saw her profile while swiping. Eventually, she stopped telling me who or where. She just send me "don't wait up" texts, and I understood. Are you happy? Are you happy with your decision? I mean, it's almost like it's the consequences of your own actions happening here. Time went by and it became a routine. I started losing hope while she continued seeing people. She didn't flaunt it or anything. She just wasn't around as much. She also stopped texting me when she was out. One weekend, she didn't come back until Sunday night and just casually said, it was easier to stay over. Oh my gosh, no apology. Why would she owe you an apology? This was your idea. She's being honest. I won't lie, it stung. By the end of the 6 months, she had slept with multiple guys, some flings, some regulars, and I hadn't slept with anyone, not even a kiss. Boo. You know. But then, finally, I met someone promising on Hinge. She was cute, fun. We went for a coffee date. She even accepted the open RS thing. She seemed genuinely into me, and for the first time in half a year, I felt that kind of sexual spark again. She had a seminar abroad, but she invited me over for a weekend when she comes back. Except that weekend was a couple of weeks after the 6-month agreement ended. Right, I forgot the title of the thing. This has been so long. I thought it was no big deal. So I asked my girlfriend if we could extend the open relationship just a little for me to explore this one chance I have, since she got to explore so many. I wasn't asking for another 6 months, just a bit more time. But to my surprise, she refused. She said she understands that it's frustrating for me, but we already agreed on a time limit, and I don't get to change the rules now. I'm sorry. I know it's like double standard things happening right now, but that's kind of everything, to be honest. I said, yeah, but I finally found someone after 6 months. I just needed a little more time to follow through. And it's unfair for her to have had so many experiences while I didn't have any. I just didn't want to walk away from this whole thing empty-handed. Empty-handed? You have a relationship with a human being. What are you talking about? But she said no, insisting that we agreed on the rules. And she made us delete the apps. Now, the open relationship's over, and we're back to being exclusive. She's acting like everything is normal, but I feel used and bitter. I can't stop thinking about all the nights I was alone in bed while she was out getting attention and sexuals. And now, I finally found someone. She says it's over after getting everything she wanted out of it. I can't help but think the situation is unfair and she's being selfish. You are a giant hypocrite. That's all I have to say. Your idea. She agreed to it. She made rules that you agreed with. She did the thing that you agreed with, and you didn't get it, and now you're facing the consequences. It's just like, yeah, dude, what the fuck? Oh, she's selfish for just doing everything that you asked. So, sounds like you guys should just not be together, to me, personally. But let's see what the comments say. LOL, it's hilarious. Man opening a relationship without someone on the burner and discovered women have way more opportunities and finally didn't make a catch while she had fun. It's so funny, not for you, I guess. Yeah. A similar thing happened to a friend of my partner's. Guy torpedoed his marriage because he was interested in another woman. After the divorce, he tried to get with said other woman and was blatantly rejected. Ha 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 ha. Meanwhile, his ex-wife ended up dating around quite a bit. It was beautiful. Yeah, it's like, almost like karma or something is happening. Ah ha ha ha. It took you 6 months to find even a slim chance of getting it from somewhere else. Let that sink in. How you got a girlfriend at all is a miracle. This relationship is over. Once you look at it in terms of keeping score, which you are, there's no coming back. Once you look at a partner and think about what you could be missing, there's no coming back. That's how I feel as well. 6 months and you couldn't even get kissed. Does that tell you something, genius? Oh. Reddit's so brutal. But it's like, you know, and there's so many different kinds of relationships nowadays, so I'm not gonna say like, if you have an open relationship, it doesn't work, because lots of people, it works for a lot of people. I don't know. Wouldn't work for me. But yeah, it's just like, okay, if you bring this up, then just realize that this could be over now, or your partner could be with other people, you know? It's just, it's very silly. It's quite silly. Next. Am I the a-hole for trying to dance with my 52 male daughter, 28 female, at her wedding? Seems nice, but we'll see. Set, my daughter, who we'll call Jane, 28 female, and I have always had a rocky relationship. I wasn't the greatest father, and I recognize that now, but I have changed. I know everyone talks shit on religion-based treatments, but I know I'm saved now, and no one can tell me different. I was in a car accident where I lost a lot of feeling in my legs. After that, I swear I was reborn as a new man, and I promised I would do better. But after everybody else's reactions, I'm starting to feel like maybe I did do something wrong. Oh, I need lore. I need backstory. Give it to me. My daughter's wedding was this past weekend, and she had her brother walk her down the aisle. Ooh, sting. Which I was fine with, because I mean, I wasn't really there for her as a kid. So why would I give her away? I found out from my wife / her mum that she still planned on having a father-daughter dance at her reception, but her father-in-law... Oh, I see. I gotta stop talking in an accent. I'm gonna stop talking in the accent. I found out from my wife / her mom that she still planned on having a father-daughter dance at her reception, but have her father-in-law dance with her instead of me. Damn! I figured she didn't ask me because I can't walk far and I'm super unbalanced. So with the help of my wife, I worked on strengthening my legs in secret so I could surprise her at the wedding and dance with her. So we don't really know at this point whether it's because she didn't want to dance with him at all or if it was because of his leg. It is nice that he's doing that, but we'll see. Fast forward to the reception and they announce it's time for the dance. I roll my wheelchair to the edge of the group circling her, stand up and start walking towards her. Oh my gosh. Everyone in the room started talking and clapping around me as I made my way across the dance floor, and honestly I was feeling really good about this until I made it like 6 feet away from her. She started shaking her head and frowning at me, but I kept walking anyway. She started shouting no and telling me to sit down, but I just couldn't believe that she was saying this, so I shouted back that I was coming to dance with her as her father. Oh my god, this is horrible. Oh my god. She acted all irritated and said she'd dance with me later, but now it's her father-in-law's turn. I couldn't accept that, so I got closer and reached out for her hand, hoping she'd recognize I was doing this for her, when father-in-law reached out and blocked me from her by putting his hand on my chest. So then this is where I might have fucked up. I told him to back the fuck up and fuck off. Okay, well, that's a lot. Our argument got pretty heated before some people stepped in and separated us. She told me to leave, and I said, if that's what you really want, and she said yes. So I did. I'm really struggling with this because I got a lot of dirty looks, and even my son yelled at me. He said it was really selfish of me to try to dance with her at all. I'm trying to do better and listen to my kids, so maybe you can all tell me, am I the asshole? Yeah. I mean, we don't have backstory, but there is clearly, you weren't present as a father, clearly, because you said that you weren't around when they were kids, and you've done something else since to make all these people so riled up. You know you're the asshole. You very much know you're the asshole. And I'm not saying I can relate to this, but I can relate to this a little bit, okay? Not gonna go into details, but when people are there for you as a kid and when you're growing up and they don't just show up on a whim whenever it's convenient, they're probably gonna lean more towards the person that was there for them the entire time, you know? And you can't just, like, I understand that you are a new person now and that's fantastic, but you can't expect people to adjust to that right away just because you feel good about yourself and you've forgiven yourself or you've done some reconciliation with yourself. It doesn't mean other people have. So for you to assume that this was going to be okay, even though she said that this wasn't happening. Also, weddings are planned for the dances and stuff. Usually it's a planned song, a planned dance. So you assumed and it made an ass out of you. Assuming makes an ass out of you and me. It's just like, yeah, you're the asshole for sure, for sure. Let's see what the comments said though. You're the asshole. Reborn as what? An entitled asshole? I'm presuming he means reborn as a Christian, but to be fair, that Venn diagram is almost a circle. It's just different for everyone, you know? I know, I was like, what does that has to do with anything? It's like he put it there to tell us that he doesn't care if we don't side with him because he had Jesus. Well, you know, I think it was there for like insurance almost. It's like, I'm a good person now, I swear, because of this fact, which sure, maybe you are now, but that doesn't negate anything that you've done in the past, and we don't know what those things are. Clearly it was something bad. It's just like, yeah, it just reminds me of somebody, but I'm just not gonna get into it. Anyway, you're the asshole. You're making the assumption, like I said, a lot of religious converts make. Just because you said sorry to Jesus doesn't mean the hurt you caused other people goes away. You aren't owed forgiveness. I mean, that's basically what I'm saying. Like, you might feel good, and that is good. Great. That's fine. But you need to reconcile with the people as well, you know? Yeah. It's just like, yeah, you're not just like some deity now that you feel better about yourself. And a lot of people struggle with that, you know? I hope you learn from this situation, realize you're the asshole, and actually go to family and loved ones and people that you care about, because I think you do care about them, and reconcile with them in the proper way, and say your apologies and all that kind of stuff. And I hope you get better, you know? Let's do one more. My wife says I tell her she is wrong too much. Ooh. Okay. I'm a 37-year-old man, married to a 35-year-old woman. Been married 5 years, together 10. My wife says I am too negative, specifically that I tell her she is wrong too much. She's also mad that when she says things, I'll Google it, instead of just trusting that she is right. This last one I consider critical thinking, but it's not the biggest of the issues. I know this all too well. We've been good and not gotten into fights for a while, so today was a bit of out of the blue. We were driving around because she wanted to play Pokemon Go. She's really into it, and I play it too, but mostly just to help her beat raids. Event 1. We stopped at a fire station for a raid. She was in a hurry to get the raid done because she felt uncomfortable being parked there, so she was antsy. I helped her with the raid, but I'm looking at the fire station and just chatting with her that I'm not sure it's a fire station. It had a couple of odd features. She gets curt and says not to argue with her. I say, I'm not arguing. Event 2. We finish the raid and get the Pokemon, and she's happy because it's a new Pokemon she didn't have before. I say I already had that one because the new Pokemon screen didn't pop up. She starts getting mad and tells me to stop telling her she's wrong because it is a new Pokemon for me. Since she didn't have it and she plays more than me, I must not have had it. And also because a few weeks ago I had thrown away a crappy Pokemon I thought I had already had because I didn't realize it was a unique variation of available, whatever. We go back and forth with yes, it is, and new Pokemon, and no, it isn't for a while. At this point, I'm driving, so I can't check. Oh my god, okay, whatever. So while we're driving, the conversation escalates into a full-blown argument about how I'm too negative. I always say no and disagree with her about everything, etc. She brings up more examples from the past, instances where I said she was wrong and I ended up being wrong, or simply places I said she was wrong and there was no way to actually prove it. You know, the kind I'm talking about where one says X happened and the other says Y happened, and there's no way to prove it except our own memories that seems to remember it differently. Yeah, that's like the worst kind. Her main issue is she doesn't want me to tell her she's wrong. She says it makes her feel unvalued, unloved, and disrespected. Meanwhile, I'm arguing that I never even said that today. I just said, I don't think this is a fire station and I already have that Pokemon. Also, when I did check Pokemon and showed her that I did, in fact, already have that Pokemon, a rare instance where I could actually prove I'm right, it just made the argument worse. It shifted away from the issue today and more towards it's a pattern of behavior and how I talk to her. Not about what actually happened. This is something that irritates me because if she could prove I did something wrong, my very first no hesitation response would be, I'm sorry, you were right. But she just doesn't mention it again when I can prove I was right. Oh god, this is such a fucking vicious circle thing. Such a vicious circle thing I feel like a lot of people go through, even though it's not like it's very Pokemon specific, but if you can't put yourself in her shoes and realize like, oh yeah, I do that a lot. I do challenge my partner a lot with like the most mundane things. It's, you know, it's natural to do that. I mean, I do it all the time. Caleb does it all the time, whatever. But there's like a point where it's like, hey, can you just like trust me on some stuff, or go about it in a different way and be like, oh yeah, maybe, but it might be this. Like, there's just even ways to say it that's better. It's just like, no, see, I'll Google it. No, like there's ways to go about it. Because I say a lot of stuff that I don't even know. And then, like, Caleb will be like, I think it's this. Like, just go about it in a more kind way, or vice versa, you know? This isn't a whole lot of context. Like, I know we have this situation specifically, and no, you didn't say you're wrong or this and that, but I'm gonna safely assume this was an accumulating thing where just now anything that you challenge her on, it's just like piling up. But this is all the context I have, so I don't know, soft asshole right now? I'm curious what the comments say. You don't need to take her at her word all the time because that's not exactly smart, because humans can I don't know what that means. What I don't understand is, why do you have to argue with her about things that aren't even important? She's excited about a Pokemon. It's silly. It's cute. Celebrate with her and let her enjoy it. Stop treating her like a child to be corrected. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Your wife might be wrong, but when you immediately try to prove her wrong, she feels disrespected and treated like a child. I know very well you'd hate it if she tried to prove you wrong when you're excited about something or having a conversation. Yeah, that's like the worst part too, and I've been there, where you're like really excited about something and the person with you is just like, no, or just like, yeah, no, I don't think so. It's just like, okay, way to pop my f***ing balloon, dude. What the fuck? Personally, if my husband did that to me, my sexual drive would plummet because I'd feel like a toddler talking to my mom or dad. The fact of the matter is that you're not respecting her. You're starting conflict for no reason. If it's not a serious subject, just continue to talk to her or gently get her to consider her opinion. Your opinion, I'm assuming? Don't just silence her and suppress her. Yeah, I mean, basically what I said. Like, just go about it in a different way. Pick your battles, you know? Anyway, you owe me $50 for this session. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'll see you in the next one, all right? Let me know what you guys think down below. Bye.